What's going on, guys? I'm Tommy and I'm coming at you with an action figure review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Disney Parks Droid Factory QTKT. With the return of the Droid Factory Build-A-Droid series, as is featured on the front of the bubble here on the card back, I wasn't really planning on picking up any of these droids, but when I saw QTKT added to the lineup, I knew I needed to pick up this one. Not only is this a pretty deep cut in the grand scheme of the Clone Wars show, and as a Clone Wars kid, I'm gonna automatically gravitate toward this release because of that alone. This character also is very important to me as a 501st Legion member. QTKT, inspired by R2KT, is a character that was created for Katie Johnson, who is the daughter of Albin Johnson. And if you don't know, Albin Johnson is the founder of the 501st Legion costuming group, and his daughter, Katie Johnson, very sadly and tragically passed away from cancer back in the 2000s. And so this droid is her immortalized in the Star Wars universe. So for those reasons, I knew that I needed to have this figure in my collection. I picked this up on an order through Disney Store. I bought it on the app and it showed up, I want to say, within a week, and I'm really excited to be reviewing it for you today. As far as the packaging for QTKT here, this is the standard packaging for the Droid Factory line. It is on a card back here. You can see the Disney Parks logo up here, a warning, the Star Wars logo, and the character name in the name pill. Down below that on the card back, we have a great screen grab from the Clone Wars show in the D Squad arc, and then here on the bubble you can see the figure as well as the Build-A-Droid series and Droid Factory names on the front there. Those hide our Build-A-Droid piece very cleverly. You can also see on the back of the card back we have some really cool blueprints with different Arabesh and blueprint sketches for a BB unit and an R2 unit as well. On the back of the card back here, you can see this is like the standard style of packaging for this line. Again, we have our blueprint look here on the background with the Droid Factory here, and we have a bio in about 1,000 different languages. This bio reads, "All different types of droids populate the Star Wars galaxy. Each droid is different and has their own unique personality and colors. This droid can be found on missions aboard separatist dreadnoughts. Join QTKT on their adventures throughout the galaxy. May the Force be with you and your droids." Here we have a really cool glam shot of the figure, and it has a bunch of little information here, almost like a character encyclopedia would. We have the primary photoreceptor and radar eye, the hydraulic arm shaft, the heat exhaust, the system ventilation, the power recharge coupling, and the system lubricant filter reservoir. And you can see all that's in about 1,000 different languages as well. This also includes that this droid includes a piece for the Build-A-Droid, which is TC332. And then we have the character name again, and all our legalese down at the bottom. Guys, please don't feed this action figure to your babies. But with that, we've covered the packaging on QTKT, so let's get her opened and we'll check her out. Alright guys, here's QTKT out of the packaging, but before we take a look at the figure, I did want to show off this really cool card that comes with the release. This comes in a little piece of plastic that's behind the bubble there, and it's got the Droid Factory logo, a actual glam shot of the character from the Clone Wars show, and the character name down below that. We also have some extra information on the back of the card, which is super cool. Again, a different glam shot from the Clone Wars show, and we have the bio that states, "A chipper astromech droid that served with Ayla Secura during the Clone Wars. QTKT was called upon to serve the Republic as part of D Squad. Droid class astromech, droid model R2 unit, height 0.96 meters, affiliation Galactic Republic." How cool is that? That's such a neat little inclusion, and honestly something that I wish other lines like the Vintage Collection and even the Black Series would include. I feel like little bio things like this are something that I miss about a lot of older Star Wars action figure lines, and I would love to see newer lines incorporate something like this. As for the droid itself, I won't call this an accessory, but I will call it an additional piece here. This is the piece for TC332, the Build-A-Droid. Of course, this is the right arm here. You can see that it has a hinge at the elbow with a swivel there, and it's also got a swivel wrist. It's done in a really nice pearlescent blue, and it's got some pretty nice sculpted detail as well, no painted detail, and of course this is the peg where it would plug into the droid's torso. I don't plan on building this build a droid, so this is just going to go in my spare parts bin. As for QTKT herself, you can see she's got all kinds of detail that we come to expect from the Droid Factory lineup. So add the dome here. The dome, it looks to be done in pink plastic here, and then on the top here, you may be wondering what's up with all these caution tape style paint apps on the top of her dome. Well, part of the D Squad arc is that all of the astromechs involved in the team get some sort of major upgrade, and that's signified by these little markings here. QTKT gets it attached to her dome. In the show, QTKT's is actually this like remote controlled like hover magnet that pops out of her dome. While I don't expect the Droid Factory line to create new tooling very much like I do with Hasbro Star Wars lines, that would have been really cool if they would have included some sort of way to detach that magnet piece from the top of her dome. The black stripes that are printed on top of the yellow here isn't done the best, I will say. However, I appreciate that they included the detail at all. We do have lots of silver on lots of the panels around the dome, and there's actually a lot of different colors going on here. You can see a nice sky blue on the back. You can see little dots of red for some of the indicators on the back there. Black on top of the silver for this little receptor back here. We have some yellow on this panel here, some pink down here below the main photoreceptor, which is done in a nice glossy black. We have some orange here. We actually do have quite a bit of color going on this droid. Of course, I did just want to show off, you can remove the dome because the domes on all of these droids are interchangeable. So underneath you have a nice piece of silver plastic showing all the inner workings of QTKT here. And I did also want to point out there is a peg hole here in the top because some droids in this line have attachments that you can put on the tops of their heads, and that's just another feature that is shared between all the droids in this line. As for the main chassis for QTKT here, we have that same pink color of plastic that we saw the dome done in, and then we have lots more paint apps here. So you can see white striping and then white for the top half of the chassis. We also have a little bit more of like a reddish color for the arms that are supposed to protrude here. As for lots of the panels, not a lot of those are painted except for around the bottom. You can see lots and lots of silver paint down at the bottom. Very, very nicely done. And you can see that translates over to the front of the figure as well, with some more red here on some of the lines and paneling on the front. As for the arms, you can see, I guess I'll call them the hip joints. Those are done in that same silver color we keep seeing. The legs themselves are also cast in that same pink plastic. And you can see more white and silver paint for all the different inner workings of the droid. Lots of intricate paint detail. The more I look at this, the more impressed I am with the intricate paint detail and attention to detail on this figure. You can see for the little tubes that go from the outer side of the foot to the inside here for the outer 2 feet, those are done in almost like a very matte gold color, but still a really nice color. It really pops very nicely. They also are flexible too. You can see they kind of can move up and down on a little bit of a hinge, so you don't have to worry about those breaking or being too brittle. The center foot also does come out. You can see that is actually cast in white plastic, but they did a fantastic job, in my opinion, of color matching the pink here, making that look really, really accurate, and it definitely doesn't take away from the overall look of the figure. Of course, as with most droids as well, she has wheels on all 3 of the feet here, so you can make her roll around if you wanted to as well. Overall, this is a really, really impressive looking droid. I'm really impressed by the attention to detail, and I think that they've done this droid justice here. Now, let's take a look at the articulation real quick. So while the dome does remove, you can also swivel it a full 360 degrees. In addition to that, we do have another swivel here at those hip joints I mentioned earlier. You can see those also go a full 360 degrees. And then we have hinges down at the, I'll call them the ankles, I guess, on the main 2 feet here. Those go about maybe 30 degrees in either direction. Not a whole lot, but all we really need on a droid like this is for them to get into a natural looking 3-legged pose. Of course, removing the center foot as well, we can easily get the droid, even with the wheels on the feet, to balance very, very nicely in that 2-legged look. If you want QTKT to look down, which you see astromechs do frequently in Star Wars, you can also balance it very nicely. It's got a good center of gravity. But with that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this quick little review on QTKT. I really, really enjoy this figure. I think that they definitely did Katie Johnson justice with this release, and I'm super excited to have a representation of this character in a realistic Star Wars look as opposed to an animated Clone Wars style in my Star Wars collection. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little review. If you did and you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to Blitz Transmissions. I've got awesome Star Wars content coming out all the time. If you're an ARC Trooper in my Patreon, you would have seen this review early. If you'd like access to early content, monthly giveaways, and other awesome benefits, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. Become an ARC Trooper for just $4.99 a month. If you're a fan of the reviews I do here on YouTube, or you just want to support the YouTube channel more directly, you could also check out my YouTube channel membership, Rancor Battalion, for just 99 cents a month. It gives you access to exclusive badges, priority replies in my comment section, you get to vote on what I review next for the channel, just like the Patreon members do, and you get to check out all my reviews early here on YouTube. If you'd like some Blitz Transmissions swag, you could always head over to the Blitz Transmissions Armory over on Printify. Link to that is in the description below, as well as links to all my social media, as well as my Discord. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll catch you for the next one, and may the Force be with you.
Breaking off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick your targets. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. I'm hit. Where's our reinforcements?